by the river near my house, and it's a real special spiritual place for me. And this summer the Caldor fire came super close to burning it. Our valley is just like this small strip in the middle of a giant burn area, burn on both sides of the valley. And the thought of losing this place was just awful, but between amazing firefighting and the wind, they managed to save this area. I go out there painting a lot, and I walk there every day observing, and I practice Tai Chi and I meditate at the river. It's become the real focus of my work. It took a long time for me to be ready to just commit to landscape. My relationship with the river and the forest has just become just a really important thing in my life and my practice and my work. Actually using some of the charcoal from the burn to create drawings of the river, and it feels very healing to be able to use some of that as the material to actually get my hands in the earth. I've become really interested in the reflections in the river. The water level has gone so low this year because of the drought that an interesting thing happened. The water got still enough for the reflections to be so perfect that you can almost confuse them with, what's above, what's the material reality. I started to look at the metaphors that were present in the river, in that sense that the boundaries between what was real and what was reflected were very blurred, and my own ideas started to really sort of flow into what I was witnessing. I did some drawings of a beaver dam, which sort of formed this curve in the middle of the river. Part of the drawing is of these trees reflected they're inverted, and then the other part of it is where the water has been released and the water is flowing and moving and the reflections are distorted. It just felt like a perfect metaphor for the waiting time that we experienced when we didn't know whether the forest was still going to be there when we got back from our evacuation or not, and the sort of hanging in limbo, and then that sense of release when we got back was very powerful. So when I'm looking at a landscape, I'm looking at patterns and repetitions and the simple shapes, so stripping past all of the details and the small things to find those bigger rhythms. So these are the types of studies that I do. These are little thumbnails where I look at some of those shapes, and sometimes I'll work them up into something like this. It's just a colour study of the river. These are in pastel. Just mixing some colours. I spend a lot of time down there, either just looking or sketching, sometimes just watching the clouds, making some really quick studies, just getting those marks down. I love sketchbook work.